welcome back to the show. So tomorrow, I'm going to actually be speaking at an event, the Epic Mastermind Experience, and I guess Calvin Wayman is going to be speaking here as well. So we're going to be on stage, I don't think together, at different times.
Not together, not exactly like that, but
put on by Jason Stewart, who's actually joining us on the show here in just a bit. But you've written a book, you've done an ultra marathon, and you're an inspirational speaker. What are you going to speak about? I still got to figure my part out.
Yeah, you just got to stay in your lane and speak with what you know, right? I'm going to be speaking about, I want to give people permission to live the life that they actually want. Because I think too many times we look at super successful people and we know we love that life, whether it's a Steve Jobs or in today's world a Gary Vaynerchuk, a Grant Cardone. And I think there's a piece of us that wants it, but we don't know if we actually can, right? And
the fear of the unknown.
Right, fear of the unknown, or if I'm good enough, that's the biggest one. So what I hope to do is just unleash some people and like give them permission to go after the things that they actually want to go after.
So give me an example.
Well, I'll give you an example of what I mean. Roger Bannister is the greatest story ever that shows when people actually have permission, what they can do. It's just crazy. So Roger Bannister is known for the first guy to ever run a 4-minute mile, right? What's crazy about that is for years, decades, people tried it and they all failed. So it became knowledge and conventional wisdom that was just the limit. No human being could go past that. Doctors believe that, scientists, and certainly everybody like in mainstream. But then Roger Bannister did it. And while that's inspiring, the thing that is most inspiring to me that is not talked about enough is how long his record actually lasted. And you would think that since it took decades for humanity to produce somebody that could actually do a 4-minute mile, that it should take many more decades for another person to do it.
Sure.
But his record, get this, lasted a whopping 46 days. Not years, days. And that's what I want to do. I mean, that's one.
And isn't it common now that people can run a 4-minute mile?
Yeah,
I mean,
there's been
absurd.
thousands.
Yeah, it sounds absurd to me.
Right.
I can't run a 4-minute mile, but I know a lot of people have since then.
Right, and there's other things. That's why, like, some people call me a runner. I'm not a runner, and that's why in September I had this urge. And I was like, I heard somebody had run 50 miles, and the first response was, "There's no way. Nobody can run 50 miles. That's crazy." And then I met a guy that hated running, and in less than a year ran 50 miles. It's 2 marathons.
Yep.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?" In fact, there's this guy who wrote the book The Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod. He did this.
Great book.
Great book. Great guy. And when I realized that he did it, I had to take a step back and I was like, whoa. The first time I heard about somebody doing something crazy, like running 50 miles, I just totally dismissed it. And I had to take a check with myself, and I realized that was really the reason I wasn't ever going to attempt it, because of my belief that it wasn't possible. Nothing to do with my capability at all. So I was like, if I'm doing that with 50 miles, where else is that showing up in my life?
You've written some books, too.
Fish Out of
Tell
Water.
us about your latest,
Fish Out of Water, it's, again, perfect for this time of year, perfect for this topic too. It's all about what to do when you get to the point where you feel like you're out of your element. When you go after something bigger, you're going to feel like you're out of your element because you're changing, right? You're becoming something different. And the tragedy is most people, when they get that stage where they start to feel weird, they end up reverting back to their old fishbowl. And what Fish Out of Water is all about is recognizing you're going to feel weird, you're going to feel normal, or you're not going to feel normal, but you have to break through to create a new normal if you're going to survive. And yeah, we talked about it briefly on last time I was here, what to do to break through that, but it's essentially just...
Yeah, give me an example.
So,
what's a piece of advice for our audience here today? How do you break through?
Well, the first piece of advice is understand that done is better than perfect. You know? You have to keep moving forward. Take consistent, imperfect action. As it's even high achievers, we're our own worst critic. And so being our own worst critic, we think that something has to look pretty or perfect for us to do anything, but it doesn't. In fact, it can be really sloppy. If you think about the last time, for many people, unfortunately, that they did something really scary, it was when they rode a bicycle for the first time. Anybody can do it now, but when you did it, you started riding, you fell off, and you got back on. And that's what life is like. If you're going to be successful, go at it and do it sloppily. You know, just get in there, get messy, and become what I call become a member of the CIA.
Connectivity has never been easier. I mean, millennials are born with a mouse in their hand. So through social media and YouTube and all these different...
Not just a mouse. Today it's... You got
this. You're probably Facebook Living and all that. And, I got my phone and laptop here. So connectivity, it's an amazing thing, but I think a lot of people get seduced by it and they get stuck behind these laptops. And old school business still leads back to a handshake and meeting with people in relationships. So I think I'm going to speak to blending those two worlds. But I look forward to sharing the stage with you, man. So tomorrow, if you want to get tickets, last day to really do that, epicmastermindexperience.com. Calvin, look forward to seeing you on stage, man.
I'm pumped to see you there, my friend.
Cool. All right, American Dream coming up next. Stick around.